Hey guys, Kim Java here, and today we have a very special episode for you. We are comparing the Audi e-tron S Sportsback to both the Model X and the Model Y. So there are tons of new EVs on the market today, and we get questions all the time with people asking which one is best for them. Well, today we're going to go through all that, and we have a real owner of the Audi who also is a Tesla owner. Let's go.
First of all, the e-tron is one of the best EVs I've ever driven. So this car that's right here is now going to be called a Q8 e-tron to differentiate it from its other cars that Audi sells.
All right, so we're getting a first look at a car that's not even really out there.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
For years, Faze drove a Model 3, later upgrading to his fully loaded Audi e-tron Sportback, and most recently adding the refreshed Model X to the family. But when it comes to premium electric SUVs, at, let's just say, a reasonable price point, it's the Model Y and the Audi e-tron that stand above the crowd.
This is really cool. So when I click on this button right here, this e-tron flap literally goes down. It's a really cool mechanism.
I love having it on front too. That is something that I do wish Tesla would actually do.
And here's the best part. The same thing is on the other side as well. So when you're in the garage, it doesn't matter where you park, it's on both sides.
That's genius. Now from the outside, the e-tron and the Model Y share a remarkably similar footprint. But when it comes to utility of these two electric SUVs, there are clear winners and losers.
There's no fob.
Okay.
You have to do it from inside the car, and then there's this little switch here.
Oh, so you actually have a switch to open it.
That's right.
Instead of a fob.
Right, exactly. And then you have this extra step of going in here, and like you can see, it's not like there's not a lot of depth to this trunk.
With seats folded, the e-tron offers 56 cubic feet of storage, while the Model Y wins the storage hands down with a whopping 76 cubic feet with seats folded, thanks in part to its larger front trunk.
You still have that grille. It's obviously fake since it's, a electric vehicle, but Audi really wanted their electric vehicles to look like any normal luxury car. So when you look at this, it looks like a normal car. So that's the brand identity that Audi is trying to go for. The headlights are really nice. They animate as they turn on. But what's really cool is the interior. That's the part that I've absolutely fallen in love with this car. So I can show you the interior right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
I consider myself a minimalist, so I kind of like the less of the buttons. I kind of like the approach that Teslas have. But I will be honest, when I sit in this car, I do like the displays on here. You also have all your climate controls on this lower display. So it's really cool because if I want to do something that's focused just on climate controls, I've got this. Navigation, settings, whatever, all on this upper display. And of course, you've got CarPlay in this car. And I think one thing I really like, which is probably hard to capture in camera right now, but in darker scenarios, you have ambient lighting everywhere. It makes the cabin feel alive, and you can tweak it to any color you want. I think there's up to 65 color options, and you can have a color on the top that's different versus like the foot area. So a lot of customization, and I think that sometimes when I'm into the Tesla and I'm driving at night, it's kind of dark. Also, the seats are super comfortable. So here you have a lot of customization for the seats. So you can adjust everything from here. It's got full lumbar support. So it's very, very comfortable. And also you have massage seats. So that's something I wish the Tesla had. So you can literally, you can change the intensity levels. You can pick the areas you want the massage to be. That's really, really cool. It's small things like that that really enhance the driver experience. And all the materials are really like high end. So you've got like microfiber linings. You've got matte carbon fiber. You've got, Alcantara headline trimming. So you've got all of these really cool things that makes it feel very nice and premium.
The nice and premium touches do come at a cost, bringing the price of this fully loaded e-tron Sportback to nearly $98,000. This includes Audi's advanced driver assist features called Auto Presense, which adds stop-and-go capability, lane keeping, lane centering, and intersection turn assistance, which constitutes Level 2 semi-autonomous driving. When fully loaded with available features and Tesla's full self-driving package, the performance Model Y tops out at just over $90,000, though the e-tron qualifies for the $7,500 US tax credit, making the prices of these fully spec'd mid-size electric SUVs almost identical. Huge thanks to Ergear for sponsoring this video. So if you guys have ever thought about getting a standing desk, you've got to check out Ergear's electric standing desks. So when it comes to writing, editing, and researching these videos that you see on this channel, we spend hours a day at our desk, and it doesn't take long before my legs start cramping from sitting so long. So I recently upgraded to an Ergear standing desk because it's the perfect balance between premium quality while still being attractive and still affordable. It's also super stable with a solid steel frame and aerospace grade lifting connectors. The whole experience feels premium since the electric motor operates smoothly throughout the entire range of motion, and it's rated for up to 176 pounds of load capacity, so it can easily support and lift multiple monitors, speakers, books, or other gear without a shaky experience. It comes with a built-in stand so you can position your devices at the right height relative to the electric desk and dual drawers to store and organize all of your things. To get yours, check them out over on Amazon, linked in the description below, or find the link to their official website down below as well. All right, let's get back to it. I have to say, I'm a huge fan of these wheels.
Oh yeah, so if you get the performance one, which is the S edition, right, which this one is, you get these nice orange, yellowish calipers. What's interesting is even with the Tesla, if you get their plaid model, there's no differentiating factor, because you can technically get the upgraded wheels on a normal version as well, and the wheels look the same. So I remember when Tesla used to have like the red calipers. I kind of wish they did that to show which one's the performance or not. So if you get the performance e-tron, you get those calipers and this upgraded wheel package.
But there's a big elephant in the room. The long-range Model Y nets you nearly 330 miles of range, while the performance variant can manage over 300 miles on a full charge. What is the range with this?
So with this, it's 212 miles of range on 100%. Now, Audi recommends that you charge this e-tron on 80%, and 80% is around 178 miles or so. So that's where it gets a little tricky, because obviously you're not going to be, charging it to 100% all the time. 80%, 176. Now with the Tesla, it's like 330, 350, somewhere around that. And it's 300 miles when I charge at 90%, which is Tesla's recommended number. So the range isn't that great, but with the new refresh model of this that's coming out later next year, it's going to be 370 miles of range for the base model. And if you get the performance model, it's 320 miles of range. So actually it's going to end up beating the Tesla very soon next year. But in its current state, it is, yes, very, low on range.
The new Q8 e-tron will hit US roads at the end of April 2023, providing a nearly 40% boost in range thanks in part to its redesigned rear motor. The price is expected to remain largely the same, ranging between $70,000 to $90,000 based on trim level and features.
So I love this, but I think the biggest thing that I wanted with this was range. And now they're coming out with range that's even beating Tesla, so that's kind of making me want to, trade this in for the new one. So whenever the orders do start for the new e-tron, which will now be rebranded as the Q8 e-tron, I will be upgrading to that.
Okay, so the Q8 is basically, though, going to look like this, more range. You said there's a light bar.
Yeah, so there's like a minor facelift. So in the front of the car, you're gonna have this upgraded light bar, an LED light bar, which is gonna look really cool and very seamless with the headlights. And I think they're doing some minor tweaks with the front grille. But other than that, the car itself is identical.
Yeah. So this is basically what the Q8 will be like with those minor changes, which is really cool. If you are going to order something, look at this video and compare it to the different options out there. We have the Model Y, we have Model X. In a lot of ways, the new Audi Q8 e-tron feels like the perfect middle ground between what you get from the Model Y and the Model X. The 2023 e-tron has a slight edge in both towing capacity and range compared to the Model Y, though not as much as the Model X. While its premium interior touches are certainly more refined than the Model Ys, it seems to compete well with the Model X. The Model Y in its fixed suspension offers a more firm, kind of brittle, and at times noisier ride, while the e-tron with its adaptive air suspension offers a noticeably quieter and smoother ride, very similar to our Model X. Of course, the X can accommodate more passengers and cargo, though it costs $30,000 more. The sensors, Sentry mode, things like that. How does this car compare?
So there's no Sentry mode in this, and so that's something I kind of wish it had, because it has the sensors, it has the cameras for it to do that, but you don't have that feature. There is one thing in this that I love, that I really wish the Tesla had, and it's the camera system. So the Tesla has all these cameras, right? But when you're parking, you can only see the sides and the rear. You can't see the front. Here, I get a full, if I want, a full 3D layout. I mean, we can even see that your Tesla's parked right there. So I can move this around. When you're in downtown Atlanta, where I am, sometimes parking becomes an issue and you really want to know where you're at. So stuff like this comes really handy. Now, what's interesting is the fact that the Tesla has all the cameras built in, all the sensors to do something like this, to give you that fisheye, bird's eye view, and it doesn't. And once again, Audi didn't even stop there. It'll give you like multiple viewing angles, and you can see everything from every perspective. So
that's
stuff
amazing.
Like that is,
So this is something I have made numerous videos talking about why Tesla doesn't have this, because it just seems obvious. So many cars do it. It's like, why is it not there with Tesla, especially when they already have the cameras?
Absolutely.
So if Elon, if you're listening and you want to give us like a Christmas present, this is what we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just drove over here. We're taking our thumbnail pictures, but I noticed a really interesting sound coming from your vehicle. So we can't make the Audi video without talking about that. So what's going on?
Yeah, so basically it's a fake sound. Audi and their brilliant engineering team tried to emulate the sound of a spaceship. So their whole approach is when an e-tron is passing you by, it sounds futuristic. So basically it's a fake sound, and what's interesting is the fact that when you kind of rev it a little bit, when you're trying to accelerate, the sound amplifies, and when you slow down, the sound kind of decreases. So when you're driving, it feels like the sound is focused with your driving pattern, when in reality it's just algorithms in the background making this sound within the speakers of the car to make it sound like a spaceship. So it's an artificial sound, but it sounds really cool.
It does sound cool. I love it. So hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. So a lot of time and effort goes into these videos, so we'd really appreciate a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Faze also has an excellent YouTube channel which features his EVs as well as other tech. I'll link his channel down below for you to go and check him out, and we'll catch you guys next time.